Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for joining the sessions. So today we are continuing with our SAP Extended Workforce Management. That means SAP Fieldglass integrations with S/4HANA and SAP SuccessFactors. So in the previous two sessions, we have covered what are the typical 9 preliminary steps or the prerequisites required for this. Then in the last sessions, we have started with service procurement for the work order, in which we have completed 11 steps out of the total 22 steps in this series. So today we are going to start with the step number 12, right? So step number 12 is registering a worker. So let's go back to that step. So registering a worker, right? So for this, we have to basically go back to the registration page, join the SAP Fieldglass system, and how to register for that site, we need to verify. So this is something we have already covered in one of the previous steps, but still let's see how we can do. Let me log into the Fieldglass system. So this is our Fieldglass system. So we have to go to the worker. So this is a list of workers already we are having here, right? And we can see these are different workers which we are having. Suppose this is one of the worker, right? And these are the workers already they have completed their onboarding activities and everything, right? So this is something already done for us. Means those are already existing workers we can see, right? So for this, you need to invite actually. So as a worker, you'll be getting an invite from this, right? Then let me see how I can see a worker like this. These are all related to the configuration for a worker, like what are the asset types we can have for a worker. So here we do not have such. So password policy, supplier, company structure, messaging, workflow, services, all these things we do have, right? So now coming back to the script. So before that, if you're getting confused, let me know, because just in the previous step, what we have covered, that is regarding the activating the work order. Okay, and this is a connection between activating work order and the next step is registering the work order. So in the activate work order, which what we have completed, so we have seen that step number 11, basically we confirm the activation and registration mail is sent to your worker's email address. So it will be a continuation from that, right? So if you have missed this step, then you will not be able to do this activity. Okay. So if you have not done, just go back and again complete the step number 11. So in our case, in the previous test, if you have seen, there are two users for whom actually the approvals are still pending. Okay, so for that reason, it could be that they will not receive any email, right? So you can check that if you are having a similar kind of issues, right? So if not, then you will be able to get it, and you'll be getting an email notification saying that you'll be getting an option to register as a worker. Okay, this is something we have to mention here. Okay, so here in case you have not received any invite, right? So you can mention that in case step number 11 is not completed, you will not get this email notification for this activity. Okay, so this one you have to be very careful, otherwise it will be a pass. So once it is done, so they will be receiving all those details, right? So this is, we will just mark as a orange, and very similar to this. So here also I will be mentioning here. This was all about the step number 12. Okay, so once you get this thing, very simple process. Just you'll be getting a registration. So you'll be entering your basic details, identical. So last, if you remember, to what the supplier has entered when submitting the worker, right? So as a supplier, if you go also, so you can see that if you log in as a supplier, so let me go back to that persona. So I will log in as a supplier, let's say. Let me check out the supplier ID. Supplier ID, let me log in as a supplier this. So if you have seen here, we say workforce. So basically you are going to create a profile here, right? So in providing all the details and reviewing and submitting it, isn't it? So, so all the detail like first name, last name, employee ID, designation, visible to buyer, attachment, CV, addresses, basically very basic thing, job code, and if any qualifications, attachments. So these are the different details for a workforce we are having in the supplier. Whenever you'll be logging in, you'll be finding this details about it. And if you go to the workers here, you'll be finding the list of all the workers, okay, like this, okay. So if I go here, so these are all job seeker, you can say, and which one we have created, that also we can see that with the smoke, which one created in the morning. This is all the different job seekers, and you can see them here, right? You can edit the worker if anything. Yes. So these are the details we do have for a worker and all. So this is from a supply point of view, right? So now we'll go back and to our test script. We will go to the step number 12. Let's see what is installed. So now let's go to the step number 13, revising a work order. This is an optional activity. So you have to access the work order, and if you have any changes, right, based on your data, okay. So if you want to change anything, okay, that we have to do. Otherwise, nothing much difference here. So very similar if you go to your SAP Fieldglass as a buyer, so now we will log in as a buyer. Yeah, it's my buyer. And if I had to change any kind of a work order, simply I will go there and I will update that. Okay. So what is it saying? You have to go to a work order, revise the work order. Let's see. So we have to go to the work order. And this is our work order. And let's say I have to change anything. Okay, so it's something called edit, right? Edit work order and all. Okay. But still, let's see some other work order if we have anything. Already the confirmed, which are the confirmed work order, right? So let's see that. Yeah. So in case of confirmed work order, only that revision option is coming up, right? So there is something called revise, right? So what I can do, so I can go here and revise a very small thing. Let's see. Yeah. So let's say I will be revising uh, let's say the date. Okay. So let's say instead of July 20, let me put it as a 1st of August. Okay. And let me save it. Continue. Okay. So please review the errors. Okay. Some error came. End date is a required field. Yeah. Earlier it was not there. So, okay. 19th of July is the earlier end date. Let me put it like September 30. Yep. That is correct. So now let's update it. Click continue. Still we have some error. Start date can be set to any date between the current start date and current end date plus one. Okay, let's see. Current start date can be set to any date between the current start date and current end date plus one. Okay. Okay, let's start here and continue. I think there is no error as such. Now what we will do, we will submit it. Yes, we are done. So this is, you can see the work order revision has been submitted, right? So now it will go for an approval process. So who will be approving? So once it is done, the first buyer, okay, this is the first buyer has approved. And no, the initial buyer has approved. Now we will log in as approver one. Let's say approver one. We will go to the approval. Yeah, so you can see there is a message that there has been a revision, new work order revision has been created, please verify it and approve or rejected, right? So we will go and approve it. So that will be our user and she underscores one, then password, enter it. Okay, so let me log in back again. So we will log in as a first approver buyer. Let's go to the work order revision. Yes, so here we can see that we have something for approval. So you can see that these are the changes already there. So what we're going to do, we are going to approve it. This is the changes. And we have changed the date also. Okay, right. Go to the details if you want to see it. Approve it. Let's go back to the work order list if anything else is there in our plate. So this was a confirmed one, but let's see another one. Anything is there. 1000336. So that work order also we have to stick it out. 336. I think this one we have seen it. 336 is been created. There is a one revision. Audit trail, we can check it out. What has been revised? Let's see, load audit trail. Okay, it has been approved, right? Revisions. So here, if you go to revisions, I can see zero. This was the first revision. This is the second one. Revision. Revise some committed this one. I can see the work order. Okay. Yes, so this is the process we need to follow for an approval, right? Let's move on. This is the old one. Okay, so now let's move on to the next step. So the next step, we will log in as approver number 2. That is our buyer approver 2. Okay. So this is already we have created and all, right? Job posting is approved. Okay. So this person is having a lot of job postings to be approved. What I will do, let me approve everything in single go. So all the job which has been posted will be approved. Yes. Yes. So I don't have anything in my approval. Yeah. So, but we'll be writing a small observation here. So while revising the work order, maybe our user ID might be having the issues, right? So whenever we are revising, right? So supplier. Work order. Yes, so this is a long process. Okay, so if you are doing these things, so first of all, you have to log in as a Fieldglass by which we have seen, and the entire process go an approval, then you have to accept that approval, right? Then yeah, so from an experience point of view, I will say it is not very smooth. Or it can be user roles to be understood. Basically, not a technical, but user roles, whatever you have. Maybe we are not having the right roles here. Okay, so this is user roles just yeah, needs to be understood. So this is an observation. So we will go ahead and this will be also, although it is an optional one, let's move on. The next step, that is the step number 14. Step number 14 is submitting a time sheet. Yeah. So for this, we have to log in as a worker account. We have created in the register worker, right? So what we have to do, hmm. So in the work items to act upon section, select the range of dates for which you want to create a time sheet and choose the complete time sheet. So there are scenario like completing the time sheet and submitting the time sheet, right? So register worker, that means this is the step which we have seen, step number 12, right? So this is actually didn't work properly. So what we're going to do in this particular step, submitting the timesheet, we'll be doing in a different way. Let's submit. This is a distributor. What I will do, I will log in as an administrator. And as an administrator, we will try to do this, not as a user. Let's see, we're having the genetic user, right? So let's see that. Okay, customer user, that's a different thing. Okay, so let's go to the timesheet applications. These are the for the worker. We are having this 9 thing available. Timesheet, expense sheet, absences, milestones, everything we are having. Let's go to the timesheet. And we can see that these are different already for some people. Already we are having some timesheet, right? So here we have to come here and what are the timesheet have been submitted by those people or those worker basically. This is the worker and Fieldglass worker. He has submitted his timesheet, time and expense. We go. I can simply approve it from here. So this is something you can see. It will be saying to be operated via the CF object integration. So that's the from integrations to be done. So once it is approved, click here for to see the approval and approval routing, right? So here, as usual, it will be going through the HANA integration, right? So through the HANA integrations, it will be done. Okay. So So this is how we can submit a timesheet and how the approval can be done. So basically the employee has already submitted the timesheet, but as an administrator, how we will be seeing that? So we have seen that here, right? Now let's move on to as a user, right? So this is the thing. Yeah. So this is the timesheets applications. So you can see how the worker has submitted their timesheets. You can see that here, from which state to which state they have maintained. This is how their timesheet looks like. Okay, so now let's move on. So we understood that register. So it is a dependency. If you have missed the register worker, that particular step, you have to do it again, right? So if you have not, if that step is completed, that register worker, that is step number 11, I believe. Yes, 12. So if it is done, then you'll be able to use it. Okay, so we have seen how to submit the time sheet and also the approving the time sheet, right? So this is something we have to, okay. So here again, you have logged in as a buyer and you have approved that time sheet, right? This is again an easy one. We can do it. So you can always come here and you can see that approval, which approvals are pending with you. And from that, you can approve your time sheets, right? So whatever is required for. So this is something we have seen. So now coming back to those, so this step is easy one, accessing the work item and locating the time sheet, and you can simply approve it. So this is completes your step number 15. Now coming back to the step number 16, check service entry sheet in S4HANA Cloud. So we will be logging into the S4HANA system, service entry sheet. Let's log in. Service, so we have to search for manage service entry, manage service entry. Yes. So this is our manage workflow for service entry set. Let's see. So automatic, it is saying automatic release of service entry set, but we have to confirm whether this is the right one. So we have to put it here on our screenshot. Open the manage service entry set app. Inside that we have seen such systems and the relevant filters. Yes, so we have to go to this automatic release of service entry, and we can see these are the recipients, the conditions, deadlines, acceptable handling. So this is a common configuration point of view. right? So we'll be, let's see. Service entry. Under application service entry, let's see it. So this is our service entry applications. Let's see that. Yes, so these are the different service entry we can see, right? Let's see. There are 264 service entry. If I want to put some filter, let's say the service entry which are coming from Accenture US, let's filter that. And this is how a typical service entry will look like. So you can see it is created externally, cannot be changed. The message has been given. So these are the general information. In the general information, you can see the reference purchase order. So the respective purchase order which have been created is for HANA. You can see that, and when it was created, it is created by the Fieldglass CPI. Okay, so this is the thing we have seen, right? And here in the item section, you can see the detail about it. So yeah, so detail about it. You can see the purchase order and service performer, address details, product, account assignment, tax assignment, everything, right? You can see that. So this is a typical service entry, which we have seen. So we'll take a snapshot of this, right? And then proceed further. So we have item details and we do have notes section, but there is no notes as such. But if any note is there, it will be available. Let's check it out. Attachment and process flow. This is the important one to follow. You can see the entire process. So requisition was completed, when the purchase order was done, service entry, and the goods receiving. So this is the overall picture. You can see the entire flow you can be seen here, right? So this is very interesting to understand the entire flow, end-to-end flow, right? So I'll take a picture of this and update it. Okay, so this was all about the service entry point. So we have seen the selected service entry, and you can see the seat was generated and automatically approved, right? So we can see these are all completed, follow on requisitions done, everything is done, process flow wise. Okay, we have seen everything is completed or approved, right? Possible date, name of the entry was product type. So in your S/4HANA Cloud, everything you can see here, right? Yeah. Automatically approved. Okay, so this is something we have observed. So we'll put a comment here, like although we have seen it some other one, but flow is missing, the earlier flow. Due to missing earlier step. Okay, now let's move on to the next step. That is our service entry we have seen. Now the remaining 6 steps we'll do it quickly. Approving the invoice, step number 17. So who will be the approving the invoice? So Fieldglass, in the Fieldglass system, we have to log in and we have to log in as an approver. And let's see where exactly the approval is done. So let me go to the home page and so let me log into the Fieldglass once again. Somehow this is missing. Okay, so for somehow this is not working, it's not opening. Let's check it out later on. So we'll stop here and we have checked out till the step number 16, right? So in the next session, we will be completing this from step number 17 to 22. Okay, so this another we have 336 steps, right? So to summarize, we have started with the step number 12 till we've completed till step number 16 today. And few of the observations, as usual, we are maintained in our log, and we will check out that. And we will continue with from the next session with the step number 17 onwards to 22. Okay. Thank you for joining in. Have a good day. Bye bye.